It is going to go forward. You prove it in your life that it works, it's not good enough, you have to prove it in the lab, otherwise it's still not true.
I wanted to touch on well-being and the idea of inner engineering that you have talked about. And I know that you started at Harvard Medical School and the Beth Israel Hospital, place where I used to work a little bit, a Sadhguru Center for a Conscious Planet. And this is a scientific approach to integrate medical and contemplative sciences to improve patient care. Can you speak about that, please?
This work has been going on for a few years now. I was initially very what to say, resistant to these kind of scientific studies because these scientific studies look at everything from a keyhole perspective. But as I get old, I'm getting wise and I understand I understand
Yeah.
this is the only way it is going to go forward. You prove it in your life that it works, it's not good enough, you have to prove it in the lab, otherwise it's still not true. So now in the last few years, I've given okay in the last 7, 8 years that it's all right to allow ourselves to be little bit of lab rats and let's see what happens. But the results that have come out have been phenomenal. One thing is, people who have been through these inner engineering practices for 90 days, they have been studied at different times, different groups of people, some of them are very large segments of people. What they have found is, the BDNF factor is 300% more in people who are doing this simple practice of inner engineering. And the endocannabinoids are almost up by 70%. That means being blissful and managing your moods, and these are the chemicals which manage the moods within the human being. So whether right now you're feeling exuberant or you're feeling depressed is not just decided by your bank balance or your family life, all these things assist, but the real thing is the chemistry that's happening within you. As I keep repeatedly saying, see, the greatest chemical factory, the most sophisticated chemical factory on the planet is human mechanism. We have not come to this place just like that. It has taken 1,000,000 years of evolution of nature's work to get us to this place to be the most sophisticated chemistry on the planet. Of all the creatures, this is the most complex one. Now, the question is only, when you have such a complex chemical factory, the question is only, are you a great CEO or a lousy CEO? That's all it is. So inner engineering is about understanding the inner mechanics of how this functions, because human experience unfortunately has always been, what to say, outsourced to heaven. Because if you say peace, people say divine peace. If you say love, people say God is love. Then what the hell is you? These are all simple human emotions and experiences which have been exported to heaven or exported to philosophical ideologies, all kinds of things. You don't need a philosophy, you don't need an ideology, you don't need a heaven to be joyful and exuberant within yourself. You need a well-managed chemistry. So this is inner engineering, a simple way to bring your chemistry to such a level that being blissful is a natural process for you.
Wonderful, wonderful.